Delhi was a union territory. Now, from union territory, it was given partial statehood. So, before I get into the bill and what the bill is all about, which is not very complicated, it is a very simple way, and we'll always, as usual, explain in a very simple way. Let us first try and understand what a union territory is in India. Unlike the states of India, which have their own government, union territories are federal territories administered by the Union Government of India. In UTs, the central government appoints the lieutenant governor, who is the administrator and the representative of the President of India. However, there are exceptions given to Puducherry and Delhi. They have elected legislative governments and they are granted partial statehood under the special constitutional amendment. Currently, India has 8 union territories, which includes Delhi, Andaman and Nicobar, Chandigarh, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Lakshadweep and Puducherry. So we understood what is union territory. Union territory are territories which are controlled by the central government. Delhi is partially controlled by the, supposedly to be partially controlled by the central government. So is Puducherry. Okay. Now, why do you necessarily have a union territory? Let's get into that. See, there are various reasons for formation of union territory, included such territories being too small to be independent or too different economically, culturally and geographically to be merged with the surrounding states, or financially very weak or politically very unstable. These are the reasons why you have union territory. So they couldn't survive as a separate administrative unit and needed to be administered by the union government. Some were made union territories given the location or the special status. Okay, I will try and explain this. You see, if a state is if a territory is too small to be a state, too small to be a state, or too unstable to be a state, or too strategically located in such places where it is important that the union government keeps an eye on that particular territory, in such cases, or it is different to any of the states that it can align with, these territories are seen as union territories, UTs as they call. Okay, so that's why the government, the central government, the union government takes care of the administration directly. So there is a lieutenant governor, and the lieutenant governor here reports to the President of India. That is what it is said. So he technically reports to the union government. This is what it happens. So now we understood what is union territories. Now we understood why do we have union territories. ठीक है, इसको side में रखते हैं. Now let's get into what is this Delhi Service Bill or the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2023. According to the government order, in view of its special status as national capital, a scheme of administration has to be formulated by law to balance both local and national democratic interest, which are at stake, which would reflect the aspiration of the people through joint and collective responsibility of both the governments of India and the government of National Capital Territory of Delhi, that is GNCTD. This is what the government says. See, what the government is saying is that, Baba, listen, what is Delhi? Delhi is the national capital. National capital matlab it is going to affect the larger democratic scope of the country. So Delhi is important for the larger democratic scope of the country because it is the national capital of the country. So since it's a national capital of the country, there has to be a balance of power between the local government and the central government. The central government has to have enough power to ensure that nothing goes wrong in Delhi. Because something goes wrong in Delhi, something goes wrong in the country. Correct. This is what the government says. It further went on to add that a permanent authority headed by the Delhi Chief Minister is introduced to make recommendation to the Lieutenant Governor regarding matters concerning transfer, posting, vigilance and other incidental matters. This is where the problem starts. Now, let us understand the problem in a simple way. See, क्या होता है कि Chief Minister technically is not the person who runs the country, who actually executes the decisions, policies. It's not the Chief Minister. It is the chief secretary and his team, bureaucracy, which is chief secretary, additional chief secretary, so on and so forth. These are the people who actually executes the policies of the government. Now, what the union government is saying that, listen, you know what? Ye jo secretaries are secretaries, those IAS officers, those administrators, that the state government will not control, Baba. The state government under the chief ministership will advise the lieutenant governor to transfer, vigilance, promotion, etc., etc., etc. So the advisor here becomes the chief minister. The chief minister can go and recommend to the lieutenant governor that, Baba, listen, ye aadmi ko na thoda transfer karo. This man no is not listening to me, is not doing my job, so please transfer him. Or this man no is very good at it, so kindly transfer him to this particular department because I want him with me. This is what the government is saying. Acha, now who appoints the lieutenant governor? The union government appoints the lieutenant governor. Who does the lieutenant governor report to? Technically, the lieutenant governor reports to the President of India. Technically, the President of India, but actually the government of India, the union government of India. So, lieutenant governor is the person who finally takes all the calls as far as transfers, promotions, vigilance, vagara is concerned for the administrative staff. So, now what the government is saying? Government is saying, Baba, listen, you have larger democratic interest of the country. Delhi is the capital of the country. For the larger democratic interest of the country, we need to have some kind of control in Delhi. ऐसा थोड़ी है कि we'll just let it go. फिर union government बैठ के हम क्या कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर? What are we doing here as union government? We have to have some kind of control in Delhi because that will affect the country. This is what the union government says. Now, let us look at it from Arvind Kejriwal's point of view, the CM of Delhi's point of view. The CM of Delhi fights elections. Okay, goes to people, gets their mandate and says that I will govern Delhi. I will give you a better Delhi. This is what the CM says. Now, like I told you before my editorial, for a CM, for him to implement his policies, he has to depend on his secretaries. When I say secretaries, I mean IAS officers, administrative officers. He has to depend on them. If the CM says, Baba, ye karo, the administrative officer said time nahi hai, that's it. That will not happen. If the CM says that, listen, you know what, I need this done in 24 hours, administrative officer says, chodo yaar, we'll talk after 1 month. CM, if he doesn't have the power to transfer that administrative officer, suspend that administrative officer, book that administrative officer, CM is what power then? The administrative officer, for him, the CM does not matter anymore. Why? Because his promotion is done by the LG, his transfer done by the LG, his vigilance and other things, if at all corruption and all, done by the LG. Who can suspend him? The LG can suspend him. So, technically speaking, the Chief Minister of Delhi cannot harm him, cannot do anything to him. Like me and you, when we go to these government offices and we fall at their feet of this administrative officer saying that, sir, please कर दो, मैं tax का पैसा देता हूँ, सब देता हूँ, फिर भी आप भगवान हो, मेरा काम कर दो, please do my work, you are God. The way we do it, the chief minister will also have to do it. What difference? Administrative secretary will say, forget it यार, हमको क्या है, who is he to come and command me? कुछ कर तो नहीं सकते. Okay. I have not once but several times told you, when I spoke about police, that the reason why police crawl when they are asked to bend by these political masters is because ultimately everything about police is controlled by them. If you don't listen to your political masters, they will transfer you to a corner where the nearest water supply is 1500 kilometers. They will transfer you there. If you don't listen to these political masters, they will ensure that you never get an executive position. You will be in position where there is no job. You will be just sitting there. If you don't listen to these political masters, your promotion and all, it will take its own sweet time. So the police has no other option but to listen to the political masters. So what is the power? The power of making police listen to the political master are these promotions, transfers, suspension and all that. You take it away. This is what Arvind Kejriwal is saying.